Hi everybody, Lady Charlotte After Dark, and yes, it is finally dark. I said I was gonna do a talk on threesomes last night, but I know some of you guys saw the cartwheel video, and surely you can understand why I was just too tired to get to it. I'm so sorry, but I was beat down and broke down and all of that. So anyway, back back when I owned a little small business where I would get things that people needed to enhance their relationships. So I dealt with a lot of couples. And oftentimes the subject of threesomes would come up. Okay. So a lot of times they didn't know how to get started. And what I found out was, now this is just during the circle of people that I've dealt with or people I came across. So I'm not saying this for everybody. Don't think that. It seemed like most men wanted threesomes. And the women, a lot of them, only did the threesomes because they were trying to please their man. It's not like they wanted to do them or they even mentioned it first. And sometimes the ones that did mention it first, the women, they were again trying to save their marriage, save their relationships, or like I said, please their man. Okay. Well, however you do it, whatever. But let me tell you the rules to threesomes. Number one, ladies, if you're going to do it for your man, don't let him pick out the girl for you, a girl that he likes. Because seriously, you're going to have to be attracted to her too. And if you're not attracted to her, you want to look at something that's worth looking at, I would imagine. That would probably make the evening go smoother. Sometimes men pick out their own interests without considering the woman's interests. So I've learned through the course of my business that I did have years ago that that's really a two-party decision. And it could take a long time to find somebody, you know. Men are more visual and women tend to be more emotional. So you have to find somebody that you both agree on. Also, when you do your threesome, you have to understand you do not want to exchange numbers with this other person. Do not give them a number. Sorry. Because once you give them a number, believe me, they are going to keep calling. We'll look at it this way. We'll just say you and your man. You and your man got a nice place. You're both doing well financially. You're stable. Things are great. So you invite this other person to come into your home. They see all this nice stuff you got. See how well you two get along, and sometimes I've seen where people can actually become jealous. And so they want a piece of the pie too. So they start scheming. I'm talking about the person that you're bringing in. They start scheming and they want that life too. So now their goal is to bust you up. So you never give them the phone number. After you do your threesome, you send them on their way. Because if they get the number, if it's a lady, she going to start calling him. And if it's a guy, he going to start calling her. We're going to talk about that in a moment too. Because a lot of times guys want to have threesomes. They want two girls. But the minute you mention that you want to, maybe have another guy get involved, now your dude upset. What you mean you want another dude involved? I mean, you like that? But they don't see a problem with it when it's two girls. But they got a serious problem with it when it's two guys. Which I think is unfair. So again, that's something you need to discuss and talk about. Again, don't exchange numbers with this person. If you do exchange numbers with this person and you start meeting them on your own without your mate, you're cheating. Really, you're cheating. There's no way around it. You're cheating. You would only meet up with the other person if you're going to do it together. There should be no single dates, especially when you're not telling the other person. You're downright cheating now. And then that brings a whole new meaning to the threesome. It's no longer a threesome. It's a twosome. Okay? Another rule. Guys, if you're going to do this, you might want to go ahead and pop you one off early before the party gets started. Give yourself about 2 hours. Go and knock that one out the way. So when the party starts, you can last more than 5 minutes from all the excitement. Because seriously, what you're going to do is, if you pop off early, and then now they looking at you, you looking at them, look at you. And then if you have them two continue to be with each other, well, they never needed you from the beginning. They could have did it without you. So now you riding the pine, you on the sideline. That's not how you want it to be. That's a terrible experience. The person that you meet, you don't want to jump right on their bones. You want to sit down, have some conversation, maybe have a couple of drinks to loosen things up, because it's going to be a weird situation at first, especially if you've never done it before. It's going to be really, really weird and awkward. So you want to have some small talk, or maybe even go to dinner together. I mean, something. You just don't just wham bam, thank you, ma'am. You got to build up to it. Lastly, I would say, if you're going to do this, make sure it's something you really, really both want to do. Don't do it because the other person wants to do it. You're not going to enjoy it. It's not going to flow smooth. Oh, and one other thing, don't get mad when you see this other person with your person throwing down, and your person really vibing with them. They seem, while you watching, and they seem to really be enjoying each other. That tends to be a problem too. Because then after it's over, then you're going to ask him, well, why'd you do her like that? You don't never do me like that. And if you with another guy with your man, he's going to say, well, you gave him all the time. Why you don't never do that with me? So you really need to have an in-depth conversation about this thing, because it can get real serious. It can also break up a lot of people because they thought that's what they wanted, and it wasn't what they wanted. All right, so I'm going to go. But, y'all wait on the next one.